All right, this one that we're about to see is, I have the court transcripts for it, and it's a doozy. So at the end of it, I'll go through all of those details to try to pick up on what we might have left off on. But with that, let's jump in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, we'll ask some questions to you. You can respond to us, answer, whatever your answers are. We'll ask Warden some information about you, and then we'll let you make a statement, and then we'll take a vote. Do you understand that process?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I apologize. I can barely hear, and never having been involved in anything like this before. I may not speak y'all's language necessarily, so I, ask your forgiveness.
No, that's okay. You have Jim Turpin will be here, and he'll speak at the appropriate time.
My oldest brother. Yes, sir.
Okay. Leonard Turpin, DOC number 747168. You're a first-class offender. Parole eligibility date 4/26/2023. Your good time date is 11/2/2023. Full term date 7/26/2034. 15-year sentence. Distribution, the persons under 18 years of age, Schedule 2. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir. I guess. Yes.
That's the charge they have down. Is that the right charge that you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
For?
That sounds like it. Like I said, you have to forgive me. I'm not up to speed on all this. When people have to read the things to me a lot of times, not that I'm not intelligent, I just have never done it before, any of this. So when I read the things, I can give you a what do you call it? A rough estimate of what the charges are. If you say that's what they are, then without having something in front of me to read it, I'll have to say, yes, that's probably it.
All right, Ms. Jackson's question, please.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Turpin. My name is Bonnie Jackson. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, Mr. Turpin?
56.
And how long have you served on this charge?
3 years and like 5 months.
And your total sentence was 15 years, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, the charges were one, giving drugs or distributing drugs to persons under the age of 18. And you had 2 counts of that. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you had another count of, I think, possession. Another count, well, actually, it was 3 counts altogether. And it involved, basically, you had a party at your house for some young children. You claimed it was a birthday party for your son, but your son was actually out of town with his mother. And you hosted this party for some kids. And at that party, you provided them with meth and alcohol. Is that correct?
No, ma'am, none of that's correct. It was never for my son's birthday party or anything like that. The girl, Terry Broussard, asked could she have some friends over at my house. I agreed to allow her to do that. Her mother was supposed to meet me at my house, and that's what actually happened. So,
Ms. Turpin, why would she need to have a party at your house?
she didn't ask. It wasn't supposed to be a party. That's the whole thing. It was supposed to be, Terry was going to bring a few friends over.
Why would she need to have anything at your house?
Terry and them didn't have much, I guess you could say. I had a really nice house. I had kids. I had Xboxes, a big, huge playroom, 4-wheelers, a big tree house out back. She asked me one day, could she bring some friends over? And I agreed.
And so how did you end up getting these charges?
Well, to be completely honest with you, when they were not like normal children. to be completely honest, when we got to the house, I was supposed to meet Terry's mother there. I immediately started asking her where she was, and she didn't answer back. I started cooking pizzas, trying to feed them. It snowballed, to be completely honest with you. I kept catching them upstairs, kept telling them to come downstairs. One thing left at another.
Well,
The
wait,
problem
wait.
was this, ma'am.
Wait, stop talking, Mr. Turpin. Basically, you're saying that none of this happened. These girls lied on you about giving them drugs and alcohol, and in some cases, touching them inappropriately. And your position today is that all of that was just made up and none of that happened.
I am saying that their account of what they're saying happened is not exactly what happened. What
Are
they
you
found
saying
in my,
that- Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Something was in my home that should not have been in my home. A friend of mine had left it there and she was supposed to come back and get it, and that was the
Well,
meth.
It's in
And it
your
was in a
home.
drawer. And it was in a
Okay.
drawer in my bedroom. How they got a hold of that
What was the something? What was the something?
was the meth.
And they just happened to go through your drawers and find some meth. And
Ma'am,
use
they were not normal kids like I was
All right.
accustomed to being around.
Perfect. Really, I think I've heard enough. I've heard enough. You had a contraband in 2021. What was the contraband?
Smoking a cigarette, which was what they call a dipperette.
And what about the aggravated disobedience?
The sergeant came in and called for everybody to sit up, and apparently he didn't think I was sitting up enough.
So tell me what programs you've taken over the last 3 years and 5 months, Mr. Turpin.
I took the Cage the Rage, the Living in Balance I'm working on now, the Inside Out Dads, the pre-release, all of them that were available to me. There's a couple that I can't remember the names, but
Why did you take inside, outside dads?
you were asked to, basically was just trying to take any classes that I could take, to be completely honest with you.
There's no particular reason other than it was just an available class. Is that correct?
To take classes, yes, ma'am, to be honest with you. Now, the Cage the Rage, I was able to, I enjoyed it. It was helpful as far as something I probably really needed.
How many children do you have, Mr. Turpin?
3 biological and a stepson that I was raising.
How old are your biological children?
My oldest son is 26, my daughter is 25, and my son that is a Marine is 21.
Have a relationship? Do you currently have a relationship with your children?
I'm sorry, ma'am?
Do you currently have a relationship with your children?
Oh, absolutely. My son's in Djibouti, Africa, and I haven't been able to talk with him. He's stationed over there. So for the past 6 months, but other than that, yeah, I speak with my kids.
All right, Warren, what can you tell us about Mr. Turpin?
Well, he's currently enrolled, like he's in living in balance classes. I want to see him complete both phases of that. And also he'll start our victim awareness class next Monday. So no matter the board's decision, I would like to see him complete both those classes. He is a GED tutor for us. He does good with that, but he needs these classes to.
Thank you.
All right, we'll hear from Mr. Jim Turpin now.
Hello, this is Jim. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
All right. First, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity to speak. I've, obviously known my brother for many years, and I've never been a fan. I'm not really, well, I apologize. I'm not much of a speaker, and I'm not going to speak long because I'll put everybody to sleep. But I know my brother. He has been in made some bad decisions. Obviously, I feel a lot of it had to do with his some of the people that he's befriended that maybe had questionable drug habits and got him involved in it. And I've always felt anytime anybody did drugs that it was that just an invitation to disaster, because it impairs their ability to make good decisions. And I feel any bad decisions my brother made was due to his influence of drugs, because I've known him for years. He's highly intelligent. He's very caring. He takes care of our mom, who is suffering from dementia, and he was her primary caregiver when when he was arrested, and she's declined tremendously without him being there to take care of her. His should he be paroled or be released, his goal was to move back and with her and take care of her and my sister, who also has some physical difficulties. But I know he's shown great enthusiasm working there at the as a tutor there at the prison. I've been very impressed with the programs that he's told me about that they have there that help people. And it's very I just personally, from everything that I've learned from that Louisiana is doing to turn people's lives around, that I guess would be the people that fall through the cracks in society. I'm extremely impressed with the work that all of y'all are doing to help people who would normally not be a part of our society. But and I certainly appreciate being able to help my brother, before this drug thing got out of control, because as you know, there's a lot of things happen, and it's almost always traceable back to drugs. So it's it's great that he's getting the help that he needs, and that he's actually able to contribute back to helping other people as well, which is his normal tendency. He's always been a bit of a teacher. If anybody really gets to know him, he has a incredible memory. He's a voracious reader. He reads everything and anything. I wouldn't be surprised if he's read every book that's in the library there at the prison there where he's at. But anyhow, I'm really missing my brother, obviously, and I know him in my heart as being a very good person. He cares for others, and he's takes care of everybody. He's kind of been the one that was there when one of us. I live in Texas, so I can't be there with my mom, who's in Mississippi. So he's
Yes.
done a lot. But and then that's pretty much all I can.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you for your comment. All right, Leonard, would you like to make a statement on your behalf?
Yeah, Miss Bonnie, and I apologize. I could tell you did not like what I had to say, but I can only tell you what I know to be the truth. I pled innocent at the trial. I caught those kids trying to steal from me. And where I made a mistake was I threatened them. I told them I was going to contact their parents, and all hell broke loose. That's not an issue, though. The real issue is that I had something at my home I should not have had at my home, and I will live with the decision of not throwing that away when I discovered it was there. a friend of mine that was doing work on my home had left it, and I contacted Rhonda and told her that she had left it, and yes, I had been doing it with her. I was mixed with people I should not have. I broke a family rule. Be careful who you associate with. And I will have to live with that for the rest of my damn life. And I hate it. You could not imagine how bad I hate that I have done that. The bottom line is it was my home. And regardless as to how they got their hands on it, I'm responsible. I'm responsible that they got their hands on it. Whether their story and mine agrees or not, I did it. And I cannot be more ashamed of myself of what I've done to my family and to my life. I will never recover what I have lost. The financial is well over $1 million, and that doesn't mean shit to me compared to the loss of what I've lost in my being with my family. The respect, the shame I've brought on my family. These things I can never recover. I can only try. Shit, I ain't never cried, man. I don't know what else to say, ma'am. I've been here for 4 years. I was told never to tell you guys that I'm innocent. Okay, I'm not innocent. I just didn't do what they said I did. But they did get their hands on something. It was in my home, and I am responsible. And I don't know what else to tell you other than that. Mr. Myers has been, Warden Myers has been, I don't know whether to address you as warden or Mr., but this fella has been wonderful. The facility has been very fair to me. I do enjoy teaching. So I look forward to trying to probably get out and I really want to teach a high Sept program for adults. There's one close to Brookhaven at the little junior college that we have. I would like to look into that as well, but I don't know what the future holds, and I accept whatever you guys give me. You know, I deserve whatever the hell happens to me. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comment. Now prepared to vote.
Yes,
Ms. Jackson.
Mr. Turpin, we're not here to retry your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Had a jury trial, the jury listened to the evidence, and they found you guilty.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that's what the reality is. I don't know if you're in denial about what happened or not. But I am concerned about it for a number of reasons. There's strong opposition from law enforcement. There's opposition from the victims. And you really haven't taken a lot of programs. Have a good time date of November 2nd of 2023. And after you completed more programs, that date is going to move up. But today, my vote is to deny because of the opposition and because of the lack of programs. Good luck to you.
Ms. Renata.
Mr. Turpin, I do believe you're an intelligent man. I'm offended by the lack of respect you have for this body and the language that you used.
I apologize.
Make sure that you know the man sitting next to you, his title is warden. I know you know all these things.
I just didn't know.
I'm talking, not you. My vote today is to deny your parole because of the proximity of your good time release date. That you need to complete programs, particularly the living in balance and victim accountability.
All right, you have 2 votes to deny. I'm also going to vote to deny your parole for the same reasons as stated. 3 votes to deny. Today, your parole's been denied. Good luck to you. It is 11:20 and we'll adjourn. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all very much. Have a good day.
Oh, no hug. Oh, no handshake. Nice. Oh man. Oh, I haven't been happier with Miss Renata. I don't think I've gotten that, along with her, but the way that she just threw down there was so rewarding. Man, this guy's a clown. In all of these hearings, I think we've done close to like 150. We have never heard one person curse. We've had the worst kind of cockroaches and murders and everything. And this one over here is the one that throws it down. Shit, I ain't ever cry. He says, he gives him a warning. This fella. Oh, what a clown. What a cockroach. We'll read over the court hearings, but we just have to unpack this and go through it because, oh man, what a loser. What a loser. 15-year sentence, 56 years old. This is, he committed this crime just 3.5 years ago. Okay, let's read through this because you're I think you will believe it. I shouldn't say you're not going to believe it because after seeing him, it's going to be just as bad as you can expect. So a Slidell man was convicted of indecent behavior with the juvenile along with drug charges. That's interesting, by the way. He was only convicted of, it says, distributing to a minor. Like that's his only charge. I'm sorry. Okay, so he was 52, Slidell, Thursday, attempted indecent behavior with the juvenile under 13. Okay. Possession of Schedule 2, controlled dangerous substance, and 2 counts of distribution of methamphetamine to under the age of 18. But mind you, they were 13 years old. Turpin faces up to 12.5 years. Oh, I'm glad he got 15. Oh, for indecent, 2 years for possession and 10 to 30 years for distribution. According to the district attorney on June 1st, 2017, Turpin picked up multiple juveniles. So he picked them up, almost all under the age of 13. Mind you, this was his quote. I think I'll make it the title of this video. They were not like normal children. Whew. These people exist. These people exist. Okay. According to district attorney, charges, okay, sorry, where was I? Almost all under the age of 13, under the pretense that they would be attending his son's birthday. But when the teens arrived to Turpin's home in Slidell, they found that there was no birthday party. As Turpin's son, he wasn't even home. Yep. Turpin began indulging and providing alcohol, marijuana to these girls under the age of 13, while making lewd and inappropriate comments. The district attorney reports said that Turpin then brought 2 of the juveniles upstairs, where he coerced them to smoke methamphetamine and attempted to get them to perform on each other. Later, Turpin also groped and touched them. He then brought them upstairs to smoke meth. The victims were eventually picked up by one of the grandparents, and soon afterwards, their parents and police were notified. Thank God. One of the juveniles was even taken to the hospital. Of course she was. She was high on meth and alcohol, where she tested positive for meth. On June 2nd, 2017, St. Tammany's Parish Sheriff deputies conducted a search in Turpin's residence and found the meth in his nightstand. But apologies, everyone. We all know that it was his friend's meth. It was hers, and she left it in there, and he should have thrown it out. So, of course, we're going to apologize. We know it wasn't his. It's just the classic, it was my friend's meth in my pocket thing. I mean, obviously, I put on my friend's pants. I don't know what was in there. My nightstand. Gosh. I mean, must have been all those books I'm reading, you know? It must have came from the library or something. Well, yeah, now that we got that through. Yeah. So, and then he was arrested on the first day of the trial, which is July 30th. I'm glad it went pretty quickly. The assistant district attorney, Casey Deek, and Luke Lancaster laid the foundation of their case, explaining the manipulative methods that Turpin used to coerce the families of the victims to allow them to even come to their home. This is a case, I like this. This is quoting the DA. This is a case of a tale of two Turpins. And I might give it that subject line in the video, except that they were not like normal children, I think is just quoted out of his mouth. It's due there. Lancaster said, okay, this is a case of two Turpins, a tale of two Turpins, who Mr. Turpin wants you to think he is, and who he actually is. Deek began in her opening statement. Through the course of the trial, prosecutors provided testimony from both witnesses and victims about the essay conduct of Turpin, as well as the physical evidence of the tools used to smoke the methamphetamine. Mr. Turpin is a predator. We can't allow that, Lancaster said in closing. This is a great closing speech. We believe in his ridiculous, we can believe in his ridiculous versions of events. Or we can believe these girls, whose story hasn't changed in these last 2 years. Oh, so it wasn't a quick trial. It took 2 years. My bad. What a great finishing line. We can believe in his ridiculous version of events, or we can believe in these girls whose story hasn't changed in the last 2 years. After more than 4 hours of deliberation, the jury returned its guilty verdict. After more than 4 hours, that's pretty good time. They probably had to be served lunch. They wouldn't eat it. They just, it was pretty quick. And this clown the whole time thought he would get away with it. This cockroach. I loved how pathetic he was, because he gets up there. It was like the worst, the dumbest of all parole hearings that I think we've heard. I mean, he was just clueless. He's just clueless. He doesn't even know how clueless he is. He starts off by like pretending that he doesn't know what's going on, because he's, in his mind, I think he's thinking, oh, I don't know why I'm here. Why am I in this situation? I even have to meet with the parole board. I mean, like, why am I here? I'm such an outstanding citizen. And, I don't know. Well, but you got to understand, because they're not normal children. These were not normal children. I mean, I don't know why they came over. And then I started making them pizzas. I made them some pizzas, and then they got into my drawer. And he literally ends by just stating that he lost well over $1 million. Crimea River. I even felt bad for his brother. I guess his brother just felt he had to do something. But even his brother is like talking about how he's, oh man, I don't know if I don't feel bad for his brother. What am I missing on this? To think that a 53-year-old man would invite 12-year-old girls to his home and give them drugs and alcohol. I guess we just have to say how lucky we are that it didn't, that worse things didn't happen for those girls. But who knows how long this guy is I mean, this guy is just like totally like, how can someone, he goes to trial, he makes up this whole story, he loses, he gets up in front of the parole board. He literally like even says there, everyone tells me don't say that word, that you're innocent, but I am innocent. I'm telling you I'm innocent. And you know, this fellow over here, I don't know who he is, he's he is screwed now. And he didn't shake his hand. Oh, I love it. The only thing good about this case was just how rewarding it is. The worst thing about this is that he's gonna be free on good time in less than a year if he finishes these courses. Maybe he won't because he's so, you know, maybe the warden's gonna, whoops, you missed your slot to get into thinking for a change or whatever it is he's gonna do. Like it's gonna do anything. Yeah, he couldn't even help himself. It was like, well, what? Why did you take that course? Because they told me to. If there's anything like good about this particular cockroach is that I don't think he's smart. I think he's dumb as rocks. He just, or he might be like intelligent. Maybe he has a great memory, but he doesn't understand. He just doesn't understand how people like he's not manipulative enough. His attempt at being manipulative was cursing. And pretending to cry in like the worst possible way. And this is him sober. Imagine what he is on meth. It's amazing he didn't have a record until now. That's what I think. How is it possible that he doesn't have a record until now? Like, yeah. Let's have fun with this one in the comment section. This clown deserves everything coming to him. Just sick that he can actually get a 15-year sentence and get out, and he's served 3.5 years. He's going to be out in like under 5 years. How does that happen? How does that happen? And he's going to be close to his victims. That's so scary. Well, maybe he lost his home. Part of that $1 million in foreclosure and everything. Maybe he'll move somewhere else. He'll probably mess up on the sex registry thing. He'll end up back in prison. We'll be like, I'm not really, they lied. It's not true. We'll see him on the pardon hearing in like 15 years, still denying the story. He'll come with that his pants on like the other cockroaches. I could see that. We should set them up. They'd be a cute couple, those three. All right.